Have you ever noticed how often we have a tendency to talk, to speak, rather than to listen? This is something very characteristic. For example, when you have a fight with someone, we tend to talk and talk and talk, and we want to be listened, but we, ourselves, we do not do that so eagerly. If you would like to find out how you can improve your communication and change it into non-violent communication by listening only, stay tuned.
Hi, this is Bastian Antonovich, and on my 5-minute psychology channel I talk about psychology and psychologists. I also talk about some concepts that are very popular among psychologists nowadays. Today I would like to concentrate on non-violent communication, which was developed and popularized by Dr. Rosenberg. I'm sure you have heard about it, and if not, this is the best way to start. Together we are going to discover how we should communicate to make sure that others will understand exactly what we want to tell them. Let's find out.
Before we move on, I just wanted you to know that on my channel you will find plenty of videos devoted to psychology, communication, learning techniques, you name it. If you're interested in non-violent communication, make sure to browse through my channel. I'm sure you'll find something interesting for yourself, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't done it yet, just to be sure to receive every new video as soon as I release it. And now let's move on to the non-violent communication and the importance of listening and hearing to what other people have to say in order to make our communication much more effective.
It's very easy to get lost in communication. We are all different in a way, and we communicate in a different way as well. Sometimes when we communicate with others, we are so much focused on conveying exactly the message that we want them to hear that we do not listen and we don't hear them ourselves. One of the best ideas to become understood, to be understood and to be noticed is to notice and to understand others. How are you going to do it? By truly listening to what they have to say, by noticing their needs and by noticing their feelings. Once this happens, we have so much better chances of getting understood and of communicating more effectively. If you understand that all of us, no matter the differences, we are all human beings, and this is what we have in common. Words are powerful. Some of them are more powerful than swords. Some of them are more powerful than others, like the word no. And it evokes emotions both in the person hearing it and in the person saying it. Every time when we hear no to something, it's a good idea to concentrate on what we can hear a yes to. Easier said than done, of course, but instead of asking someone, are you going to help me or not, which leaves a lot of space for saying no somewhere in between, it's better to ask, I would like to know how you would be able to help me in this situation. Granted, also in this situation you can hear, I'm not going to help you, no. But it's not as likely, because if you convey your message like this, there is a bigger chance that this person, the interlocutor, will immediately start thinking on what they can do for you, rather than to think how to refuse you any help. Try it. Communication is tough for many reasons. Very often the thing that stops us from communicating effectively are emotions, either on your side or on the side of your interlocutor. If you are speaking to someone, if you are communicating with someone who has been hurt and still feels this pain, this person is not very likely to give enough attention to what you have to say. what should be your first step in order to communicate more effectively with that person? First of all, to hear them out and also try to understand the pain they have experienced. Once you do that, once you see the fullness of their pain, there is a bigger chance that they will be ready to listen to you. Sometimes communication is difficult because all of the differences between us, because all of the differences in our ways we communicate in. And when someone is telling you something, it's not only their responsibility to say it right, but it's your responsibility to listen attentively to what they have to say and to hear the message they want to convey. It is our responsibility to concentrate on them entirely. And once we understand what they need from us, it is also our responsibility to act on it the right way. This way, the communication between the both sides is going to be so much more effective and so much more natural for all of us. In all of these examples, I concentrated on the listening and hearing to what the other person has to say, to listen and to hear their needs and their feelings. Of course, there are many other reasons why our communication can be hindered. Make sure to watch my other video on how empathy makes it easier for us to communicate, and let me know in the comments if you find yourself a good communicator and a good listener. And I'll see you next time.